All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people, lovers of freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform that gives you quality news and information on all the matter where they happen for Biafraland as it is up. Yes, so we dey happy for the progress of the referendum voting will happen, and also for a very very important information for all Biafran. Yes, Biafran land they celebrate. Yes, Biafran land they go city where concerning this matter, and also we are also happy that we in our generation we have somebody like the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá, who has taken the mantle all by himself to take us to the promised land. It's not easy. It's not easy, despite all said and done, despite all the calamities that these so-called haters have been planning against this man who is doing everything possible to make sure that freedom comes to his people. Looking at what is happening in the so-called Zoological Republic of Nigeria, Musa and his cartel are busy finding a way to bring down the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá. Why? Because of the fact that they know that if he achieves this, because of the rate at which he is going, that it will be the end of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Oh, they know what they are gaining from Biafrans. Oh, they are doing everything possible to stop the Biafran freedom. But do you know the truth? Let me burst your bubbles. The man in question, the man in the person of Prime Minister Simon Èkpá, is ready and willing to do everything possible, humanly possible, to make sure that Biafra comes as quickly as possible. And he is not backing down. He is not backing down soon. He is not. And now, that brings me to the next question. A very important question. Why is Miyetti Allah doing everything possible to penetrate Biafran land? Let me give you an information, and the Prime Minister replied these people, and he promised them, if you people should bring your livestock into Biafran land, we will make sure we burn it down. Aga kokasia, aga padaya, Kambidi Jericho, and carton pieces. The most baffling thing about the Prime Minister is how he is able to not only challenge these people, but also how he is able to fight without fear, how he is able to defeat them without fear. That guy is fearless. I'm telling you, that guy is fearless. And that is the price you must pay for freedom. See, if truly you want to fight for freedom, there are so many things at stake. And one of those things is that you must be ready to defeat even the devil himself, just to get freedom. And one of the reasons, and the only way you can do that, is by attacking, defending fearlessly. That is the only way you can conquer a country or a contraption like Nigeria. Now watch this wonderful broadcast, and please make sure you share this to as many groups and platforms as possible. And those of you that is always coming to the comment section, every time you're disturbing us on the comment section, your title and this thing, your title is different from, please go and watch the video and know the reason why our title is the way it is. You don't just, you watch your video from beginning to end and understand the reason why the video is going with that particular title. We are not here to deceive anybody, or you are the one who is deceiving yourself because you're not watching the video to the end. Please, I want to clarify this because the complaint is getting too much. And we've scrutinized our video and confirmed that even the title actually align with the videos and broadcast itself. Please watch this video from beginning to end so that you will understand the reason why the title is the way it is. Enjoy.
Liberation Army stands, that is where every genuine Biafran who have voted for Biafra referendum stand. Every genuine Biafran who has voted for Biafra referendum and those who are still going to vote during this second phase and third stage of the Biafra referendum, that is where we all stand. Total freedom, because we have gone beyond, we have crossed the Rubicon. So the problem they have now, the main problem that they have now, is how to convince Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to accept this their devilish offer. That is the biggest problem. They can manage to convince the Zoo government, they can manage to convince the Fulani government, fine. In as much as Fulani keep on making the oil, in as much as they still maintain their oil wells in Biafraland, they can easily manipulate them, they can easily do whatever, negotiate whatever. It doesn't change anything. Tinubu himself will agree. But the main problem is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the only thing, let me say this today, the only thing that the Zoo government wants to hear before they release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will end the Biafra agitation. That is the only thing. The Zoo is not even ready to listen. All this security thing they're talking about, the Zoo is not, the Zoo doesn't care about that. Sit at home you are talking about is not the main thing that the Zoo wants to hear now. The main thing the Zoo wants to hear is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has accepted to drop the Biafra agitation. And now, the problem there is this. The Southeast politicians and the Johanese criminals cannot manage to offer that to the federal government of the Zoo, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from beginning, when I explained to you the evil in the pot of political solution, that was in 2021. When I told you I got an information, intel, authentic one, the true meaning, the 4 agendas of political solution, I told you it is dead and buried. So, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still stand there till tomorrow. So there's a problem. There is a very big problem. Now, let us start with this video and dissecting this, their statement and whatever, rubbish they want to, bring out there to confuse the gullible. Now, let's watch and listen to them. Please, I want you to use this opportunity to share this very broadcast. I need more people here. I need more people here. I want this very broadcast to go as far as possible. If you haven't liked or shared the broadcast, I don't know what you are waiting for. Those of you watching on YouTube, please share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook. If you're watching from Facebook, please share on Facebook, share it everywhere, because I want more people to join this very live presentation. Very very, very important. Now let's move.
Chief, what sort of political agreement do you think could be reached, with the federal government, between Kanu and the federal government, to secure his release?
Yeah, the political agreement we are looking at is where the federal government will understand that Nnamdi Kanu is like, they're looking at Nnamdi Kanu represents what is happening in the southeast of Nigeria. It represents the agitation by the whole youth of the southeast. It represents the level of unemployment. It represents the marginalization of the people of the Igbo. It represents how people are aggrieved about what is happening in Nigeria, how the Igbos are treated. So when we're talking about political solution now, it's how to bring to an end some of this all this injustice that are meted to the Igbo. We're talking about political solution. We're talking about how there will be equity in Nigeria, how the Igbo will always get their turn in all circumstances that are affecting Nigeria. How Nigeria will remember the Igbos were the founding, eminent Igbo were the founding fathers of this country. And ever since then, we have been part of building the country. Everywhere you find us, they are trying to develop for the growth of this country. It is the kind of political solution we are looking at. When Nigeria will understand, or people will understand that Igbos are so sidelined by their lives, maltreated, suffer all forms of injustice and exclusion from the federal government. So that's the political solution. So when they understand it and begin to assuage people and begin to correct some of this in the past, and they will calm the nerves, and some of these agitations will reduce. So that's what we are looking at when we talk about political solution.
Now, first and foremost, I want you to understand that the person who is speaking is called Alex Ogbonnia. Alex Ogbonnia is the National Secretary of Publicity Secretary of Ohaneze Criminals. Alex Ogbonnia is the National Secretary, Publicity Secretary of Ohaneze Criminals. He is the one talking. So, meaning that he is speaking on behalf of Ohaneze and Igbo. He's not speaking as a person. I don't know if he's the one that alleged sometime in the past, couple of weeks ago, that they want to kidnap him. I don't know. Somebody alleged. Can you let me know in the comment section if you have an idea, if you have any idea of what I'm talking about? Somebody alleged sometime in the past, couple of weeks ago, that some people are threatening to kidnap him. Some people. I don't know if it's this man or someone else. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Anna, for sharing on X. God bless you. Now, this man called Alex Ogbonnia, the National Publicity Secretary of Ohaneze Criminals, speaking on behalf of Ohaneze and Igbo, said that the political solution that they are looking for, let me play that again.
The agreement we are looking at is where the federal government will understand that Nnamdi Kanu is like, they're looking at Nnamdi Kanu represents what is happening in the southeast of Nigeria. It represents the agitation by the whole youth of the southeast. It represents the level of unemployment. It represents the marginalization of the people of the Igbo. It represents how people are aggrieved about what is happening in Nigeria, how the Igbos are treated.
Now, before this man continues, I want to send a message to every Ohaneze criminal and Igbo evil politicians that, look, the Biafra agitation, Biafra liberation has absolutely nothing to do with this your so-called marginalization anymore. It has nothing to do with marginalization. I want to say this because if I will say, if I want to be truthful to myself, if I really want to be truthful to myself, there is no any part of the zoological republic as it stands today that the people, I'm not talking about the development, I'm not talking about development, I'm talking about the people. There is no part of the zoo today that people are not being marginalized. I'm talking about people. I'm not talking about development, because if you are talking about development, there is no development in the zoo. Apart from Lagos State and Abuja. Tell me again, what development are we talking about? All these nonsense towns. You want to talk about cities? Do we have cities in the zoo? Apart from even Lagos itself, Sorod in Ifane Ekumakia. Lagos is Sorod in Ifane Ekumakia. When you talk about cities, it is only those who have not seen things. When you travel from village to Lagos, in Amanienu, hey, I have seen cities. Ifo flyover, Ifo Third Mainland Bridge, in Amanienu, hey, city flyover. No. Please, when you stop hearing my voice, let me know in the comment section. Do not hesitate to let me know so that I can refresh my system. If my voice stop coming out, please let me know in the comment section so that I can be able to refresh my system. So, when we talk about marginalization, can you hear my voice, please? Is my voice coming out, please? If my voice is coming out, let me know. Let me know in the comment section, please. If my voice is coming out, please let me know in the comment section. Very, very important. So, now, when we talk about marginalization, apart from development that we see in Lagos State, the development we see in Abuja, tell me which other place that you can tell me now that the federal government is this and that. Everybody is feeling the marginalization. The Yorubas are feeling the marginalization. The Hausas are feeling the marginalization. The other small ethnic groups in the northern part of the zoo are feeling marginalization. The Igbo people are feeling the marginalization. Everybody is feeling marginalized in the damnable zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. And who are the people marginalizing us? The politicians. The politicians are marginalizing us. Because if the governors who collect the what do you call it, the monthly allocation from Abuja are using that same allocation to bring development in their various states, no state will be talking about marginalization. No ethnic group will be talking about marginalization. So for the fact that they collect this allocation and share it within themselves, that means everybody is marginalized. As long as you are not a government official, you are not among the politicians who share this cake, you are being marginalized. It is normal. It is very, very normal. So we are not fighting because of marginalization. If it's for marginalization, then everybody will be fighting at the same time. We are fighting for self-preservation. We are fighting against extermination. We are fighting to live. We are fighting against the Fulani incursion of our land. The invasion of Fulani into our land. The invasion of our land, the desecration of our holy land is what we are fighting against. Not for marginalization. So let's continue.
So when you're talking about political solution now, it's how to bring to an end all this injustice that are meted to the people. We are talking about political solution. We're talking about how there will be equity in Nigeria. How they will always get their turn in all circumstances that are affected.
Did you hear that? Did you get that? Pay attention. Pay attention.
How they will always get their turn in all circumstances that are affecting Nigeria.
Did you hear that? How the Igbos will get their turn in every circumstances affecting the Zoological Republic. How the Igbos will get their turn. I have another video that I'm going to play because I will send a message. I will send a very important message to Nigerians. Those that believe that they are Nigerians, I will send a message to them. So this man said, Ohanes Ndibo and other politicians said, they want to negotiate. If you did not understand it, let me explain it to you. The Ohanese criminals and Igbo political, jobbers said that they want to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to negotiate how the Igbo people will get their turn of presidency. How the Igbo people will get their share in terms of slots in the government, in terms of ministerial job, in terms of appointment, being involved in the cabinet. When during Buhari, I don't know about now. During Buhari, they used to have a security meeting, national security meeting. No Igbo man will be there. That thing happened throughout 8 years of Buhari regime. So this man want Igbo, not this man, Ohaneze Ndioshi and Igbo governor, Igbo politicians want Igbos to be slaughtered, to be included in the government of the zoo. And the only person, the only opportunity that they want to use to get these things done is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In other words, they have politicized the situation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, let's continue because a lot of things are coming out.
Always get their turn there will be equity in Nigeria. How they will always get their turn in all circumstances that are affecting Nigeria. How Nigeria will remember that Igbos are the founding, eminent Igbos were the founding fathers of this country. And ever since then, we have been part of building the country. Everywhere you find us, they are trying to develop the growth of this country. It is the kind of political solution we are looking at. When Nigeria will understand, or people will understand that Igbos are so sidelined by their lives, maltreated, suffering all forms of injustice and exclusion.
Did you hear that?
From the federal government.
Did you hear that?
And they sidelined by their lives, maltreated. It is the kind of political solution we are looking at. When Nigeria will understand, or people will understand that Igbos are so sidelined by their lives, maltreated.
They want to use the negotiation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to let the Igbos know, to let the federal government know that the Igbos have been sidelined. That is the negotiation they are talking about. And this negotiation now, because there's another video I'm going to play, which everything will be properly explained. Now, this negotiation, I told you from beginning that it comes into two different ways. The one for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes in two ways, and the one for federal government comes in one way. And that very one way carries a lot of branches, which includes Igbo inclusion in the federal government scheme, Igbo presidency, Igbo ministerial positions, and all that. Now, that is the part of the federal government, and the only hope to achieve this is through Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I want you to listen.
Suffering all forms of injustice and exclusion
from
the federal government.
And the exclusion from the federal government. These are the things they want to use this opportunity to stop. And I want to tell Ohanese criminals and Igbo political jobbers that, look, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not start the agitation for Biafra for the Igbo politicians. Listen, my people. I want to use this opportunity to let them understand that we are not fighting for Biafra for the Igbo political jobbers and Ohanese criminals, for them to come in and start negotiating on behalf of the agitators, on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, on behalf of Biafra government in exile, on behalf of Simon Èkpá, on behalf of Biafrans at large. We did not start this movement for them to come in now. Only in the Imo State in Akpo Can somebody help me in the comment? If you are from Imo State, please help me. There's a way they say it, tempera. For them now to come, everybody, then negotiation. We did not die for you to negotiate for your political interest. Never. The Biafran youths were not massacred only for Ohanese criminals and P2B to become president. The earlier these fools understand this, the better for all of them. That the Biafra people did not, lose their youths, including those that were starved between 1967 to 1970, only for P2B to become the president of the zoo. Never. The earlier these fools understand this, the better for all of them. That Biafrans were not massacred in Obibo for P2B to become president, or for any Igbo man to become the president, or for you to be appointed into the president of Tinubu, into the presidency of Tinubu. That Igbos were not massacred at Mpo, that those our brothers dumped in a Zoo River, is never for Igbo man to be recognized as an important person under the Zoological Republic. Those that were massacred in Emene, those that were murdered in Afaruku Ibeku, those that were murdered and sent to judgment in Aba High School, those that were sent to judgment at Onitsha Head Bridge, these people did not die for Igbo man to become the president of the Zoological Republic. The earlier these cowards understand this, the better for all of them. Now, let's continue.
So, as a political solution, so when you understand it and begin to assuage people and begin to correct some of this in the past, and they will calm the nerves, and some of these agitations will reduce.
Like, seriously? Agwagi Ikwe? Oko, so Agwagi Ikwe, are you sure this man on Wakurumu? All these Igbo politicians, do they really have children? Iwanya nwekwalu nwa. Nwa ya na-egekwe ntị n'ife ọ na-ekwu. O nwekwalu nwunye. Nwunye ọ na-anụkwa ife ọ na-ekwu. How do you believe that if they give you political appointment, then we'll now end our dream of becoming a free people? Like, I don't know, like, seriously? Are you kidding me? Hey,
so that's what we are looking at when we talk about political solution.
All right.
Has he now told you what they are looking at, what they are looking for when they talk about political solution, right? Now, let me show you another. This one, he mentioned what they want from the federal government, right? He mentioned what they want from the federal government. He has not told you about what they are looking for from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What he just said is what they want from the federal government. Now you may be asking, so what do they want from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Now let me play another video for you. Another video. After this one, then I will play the next video, which I'm going to use to send, message to the zoo youths, to the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom youths. Now, let us listen to this one. The same man.
And putting all the stats on there. Let's give a bit of, let's look at this, take it back. The historical grievances that the Southeast have faced, perceived marginalization that the Southeast has faced. Dr. Ogbonnaya, do you think that Kanu's release could significantly reduce tensions and lead to meaningful dialogue? Again, emphasis on meaningful dialogue between the government and the IPOB. My question is why, and if no, why not?
Okay, yeah, I can see 3 questions. One, in the first place, it will reduce insecurity because there are some people, some good lords who have cashed in on that, the fact that Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. And because of that, you see them trying to enforce it at home every Monday. So I am sure that when Nnamdi Kanu will be released, the issue of sit at home on Mondays will stop because there will not be any reason anymore for them to enforce it at home on Mondays in the Southeast. So that is number one. So number two, when you come to dialogue, people always look at, when you look at Nnamdi Kanu, they are looking at the effects. They are looking at outcome. They are not looking at the cause. It's a cause and effect phenomenon. People tend to disregard why Nnamdi Kanu, why the issue of IPOB, that is what has brought up IPOB in the first place. So negotiation will also look at the cause. Because people are now focused on the effect. The effect is agitation. What is it that causes agitation? This is the issue that when we say political solution. So evidently, Nnamdi Kanu will not be alone in the negotiation. Some elders of Igbo elders of Hanese will also be part of negotiation.
Let us take time and laugh at this foolish man. Let's take time and laugh at this man. Let's mock him. Some elders, some Igbo elders or Hanese and Igbo will be among the negotiators. Yeah. So finally, this is where we have landed. So this is where we have finally landed. After all the suffering, after all the massacre. So this is where we have finally landed. Ndị enye ọsọ, ndị anonga till fanwuru. Many of these people will be in jail. Many of these criminals will be in jail forever until they join their ancestors. Now then they come out today, they tell you, say, then go sit down for table, they negotiate with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Zoo Fulani federal government. Many of these idiots that will serve forever jail time till they meet their ancestors. So now all this fight we've been fighting and, dying for our freedom, and then we have been doing this for Hanez. If we want and this useless man called Alex Ogbonnaya, publicity secretary of Hanez and Dioshi worldwide, then we will now come sit down to negotiate. So, let's listen to him. Let's listen to him. Let us just manage.
Some elders of Igbo elders of Hanese, they will not see the issues that when we say political solution. So evidently, Nnamdi Kanu will not be alone in the negotiation. Some elders of Igbo elders of Hanese will also be part of negotiation. I don't want to believe Nnamdi Kanu and Tinubu alone will sit in the negotiation. I want to believe that a few Igbo elites, a few elite of the government side will stay on the table to negotiate. At that point, some of this will be thrown open. And the truth, there's facts are sacred. Truth is always open and clear to everybody to understand. Some of these things are very statistical. Things you can always see yourself. The empirical evidence to show what is happening in the Southeast. And if you're going to ameliorate them and the evidence.
Now, hold on first before you continue, Ogai Chelosia. Now, this Ohaneze Ndioshi wants to come and negotiate with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for his release with the federal government of the zoo on behalf of Igbo's inclusion into the Nigeria scheme of things. I want you to listen, my people. These Ohaneze criminals will sit on a round table with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Tinubu's federal government controlled by Fulani to negotiate on the inclusion of the Igbos in the federal government apparatus, to negotiate the coming of Igbo presidency, to negotiate the Igbo man becoming the chief of army staff once again, to negotiate how Tinubu will appoint more Igbos into his cabinet on behalf of on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and through the suffering of the Biafran people. Are you paying attention? Through the buying and sending to judgment, sending to early grave of the Biafran youths, these people will now sit down. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used himself as a sacrifice only for an Igbo man to become the president of the Zoological Republic. So this is what we have been fighting for this while. Hey, unuti brain anorodia. You people lack brain. You people lack brain. They used to say, "Ifo Kenya no nani wefu na wata kiri ya ni alienu oji yet omanfuya." But we change go, the table has turned. If I know zinabo, if wata kiri no nani wefu, no can you see all these political elders that we have in Igbo land today? Ya alienu oji yet omanfuya. The table has turned. It is now open.
For guarantee assurances that it will not continue to be like this. Like I said earlier,
now, listen.
In the Southeast. Always see yourself. The empirical evidence to show what is happening in the Southeast. And if you're going to ameliorate them and the evidence for guarantee assurances that it will not continue to be like this. Like I said earlier, even Nnamdi Kanu is released today, and then Nnamdi Kanu will rise tomorrow if the station continues. Thank you.
Did you hear that? Did you get that? He said, this man said that if that the federal government of the zoo gives them assurance that the marginalization will end, and they release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the federal government of the zoo failed to keep their words, failed to keep the agreement, then another Nnamdi Kanu will arise again. So, in other words, these people are pretending not to see the presence of the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile, i.e. Mazi Simon Èkpá. They are just pretending not to see the presence of Mazi Simon Èkpá. Right? Because they solely and strongly believe that if they could get hold of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to dance to their tune, then through Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they will get to Simon Èkpá, they will get to all of us. That is their belief. Because they are wallowing in periphery. These people are living in the past. They do not understand. These people do not understand anything. They don't know how far we have gone. They do not understand that American government, American Justice, Department of Justice has, recognized the Biafra Republic government in exile as an entity. They do not understand. These people are living in the past. They are actually, to be honest, they are actually living in the past. They don't understand anything. They are very, very far. I don't now. You see what he said, that if they release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the federal government failed to keep the agreement, another Nnamdi Kanu will rise up. So that means what the prime minister is doing at the moment, they are not seeing it because they believe that he is still under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they fail to understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was also under Wazurike. You see the way they play blind eyes to the reality. You see the way they play deaf ears to reality, staring at everybody. They have failed to understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was Uwazurike's boy. You know, that Uwazurike actually came to London to establish Radio Biafra. They have failed to understand all these things. These are facts. This Radio Biafra you see today, that Uwazurike himself went to London, met with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Ojukwu, to his blessed memory, and set up Radio Biafra. Though Uwazurike did not fund it. Radio Biafra, the one that was set up by Uwazurike, died, completely died. And then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took it up from there, paid the dues, and re-established the Radio Biafra, the one we had before his kidnap. And then the criminals hijacked it. So they have failed to understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was under Uwazurike. And after Uwazurike failed, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu led a 1 million man march to Chatham House, or whatever they call it, to Downing Street, protesting against Boko Haram and against Nigerian state terrorism against the indigenous people in the Zoological Republic. These idiots, these political elders in our land have failed to put all these things into consideration, because they believe that if they can hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and get him to agree with their useless political solution, then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be able to hold all of us, hold Mazi Simon Èkpá, hold all of us, and nobody will agitate again, because now the federal government has agreed to appoint more Igbos into the government of the zoo, and then they will allow P2B to become president in 2027. That is how they reason. They actually think like children. Even children are even more reasonable than these fools. Okay, Bazwa. Children have become more reasonable than these fools that call themselves elders. I wonder how they reason. Thank God we still have reasonable elders in Biafraland. Once Biafra comes, all our reasonable elders will be alleviated, will be brought into limelight in order to teach our kids how to live and to teach our children a better way of upbringing. All these political elders, all of them, many of them will be sent to exile, while many of them will be sent to jail forever till they meet their ancestors. I'm telling you, All these people Nanibo, Ndiana Fukitana Napana TV, who have stored us dry. All of them, many of them that will be able to run, to escape from Abuja, will remain there forever. Other ones who we are going to lay our hands on them will rot in jail forever to the media ancestors. I've said it, and I will lead their apprehension. I will lead it. I'm going to lead the apprehension of all the political elders that we have in Biafraland today. I will lead their apprehension. We are not going to fold our arms and watch them perpetrate all this evil and go scot-free. Never. Because they are elders. We can never allow that to happen. Never. Now, I will play one more video. After that, I will then open the line and, of course, allow our people to call in and make their own contribution. These people have done more than harm. Imagine the way they reason. If they fail to keep the promises, then another Nnamdi Kanu will rise up. Did you send Nnamdi Kanu for the first time? I'm asking these political elders and Ohaneze criminals, did you send Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the first place? The answer is no. You did not send him. You never sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Rather, you fought against him. You fought him so hard. Now, let us watch this video so that I can be able to send a message to the Zoo youths. There's a very important message that I want to send to the Zoo youths. After that, I will then open the line for our people to call in and, of course, make their own contributions. This very video that I'm about to play right now is strictly for the Zoo youths. I have a message for them, all of them, every Zoo youth. I want them to gather here. Every Zoo youth should gather here. I have a message for all of them. Now, let's listen to him.
About this bad government, we go start next month, August. Make I just talk one thing about them. I dey hear something, I dey hear say this protest, as in this protest, you know, say no man, we dey protest. Say, may they make a peaceful protest. Peaceful protest. Now, waiting, people, they only talk about that. Peaceful protest. But again, waiting me, I want clear all of now. Waiting me, I want clear people for you. Una know, say, we don't dey protest. You don't take. You don't take where we don't dey protest. But yet, nothing change. We don't see any positive things. Nothing change. We just dey protest. Nothing change. Nigeria still remain the same way. As in, it not even remain the same way. Say, even getting worse.
Did you hear him? He said, they don't they protest. Many years ago, even Fela protested. Fela Kuti protested. And to make the matter worse, the people that followed Fela Kuti are today still singing solidarity forever. The same solidarity they sang during Fela Kuti. They are still singing it today. Now, let's continue because I have a message for them.
Getting bad herself. So what me I say about protest now be say, if I say all of us feel unite, feel cooperate, wallahi more turn out to war.
All and they go now, but okay follow. But let me